Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, June the 28th, and I got up at 1:45 this morning. I went to bed at 8 o'clock. Going to bed at 8 o'clock is actually working with my, the circadian rhythm of my body. I've been working on actually listening to my body tell me what it is that it needs, and it needs an 8 o'clock to a 1, 2, 3, or a 4 o'clock wake time. Anyway, so the last 2 days I've been sewing strips of 4-inch long strips of fabric, and I am putting them together today. So I'm doing dark, light, and then light, dark, light. I'm doing 2 different versions because, hang on, it will eventually stop. Okay. My fan is going, which is sad because it's like the best fan I've ever had. It's so quiet, except for that right there. Anyway, because what I'll do is I'll sandwich these two with a light, dark, light, and then it gives me a 9 block automatically, right? Okay, so I'm prepping these 9 blocks. They actually may become a disappearing 9 is probably what's going to happen. But anyway, so now we're going to do 2 of the purples, and then I've got to decide, well, I guess really I'll alternate them. Sometimes it'll be this one as the dark, and other times, let's see, you can't see that. Sometimes this will be the dark, sometimes that'll be the dark. I'll just alternate them. How about that? All right, so I only need enough of these for a baby quilt. So let's start with the butterflies. And literally these are just 2 long straight seams, and then I go to my cutting table and then I cut them every 4 because they're already 4 inches. So you end up with 4 by 4s, but you didn't sit and cut them individually. So I've kind of learned how to get a little further down the road a little faster. And so like legit, all I have to do is a straight line, and I'm just using the side of my foot for the seam allowance because I have so much fabric to work with that it's fine. Alrighty. yeah, I'm already having a seam rip. But I'd rather do it now, before I lay a second row down of, there we go. All right. Alright, we switched sides of the needle there for a minute, or yeah, switch sides. I'm still using the same to make sure that I get my fabric realigned up. Okay. Yeah, alright. I can go back and cut later, but get everything lined up. All your little micro adjustments. Okay. now I'm gonna go back one more time, which, yeah, one more time, because everything looks copacetic, right? Yeah. Okay. And I'm just gonna lay down a second row of stitches. I don't trust just a row. I'm sorry, I just don't. Alright, so now when I do if you give me just a second, I'm gonna run over here and I'm going to cut at least 2 of them just so I can show you. I'll be right back. I don't have multiple camera angles like other people do. So you're just gonna have to sit tight. Script. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Here it is. All right. I'll cut the other ones here later. All right. So I'm cutting some of the dark, light, dark. And then whenever I take the 3 different things, now these are gonna be a disappearing 9, okay? So it will all work, because it'll be like, well, but you did this there. Well, that's okay, because the next one that I do is, I mean, technically I could turn it this way and then put the that way. Okay, so then the next one that I would do would be two of these. Can you see it? Yeah, two of those sandwiching this, okay? So when I would do that, and then I would take two of two of these to sandwich that, and then I would take two of these to sandwich, well, this, and then it will work out in a pattern, okay? And before I even made them disappearing nines, I would make the blocks first. So generally speaking, you should iron these. But the cool thing is, I have learned you will spend less time trying to line up little squares if you will sew them. Let's say you want 5x5s or 8x8s or 10x10s or whatever. If you will sew them in strips and then cut them this way, you've already got 3 exactly lined up. And not only will the 3 line up, they'll all line up because you'd already pre-lined them up by sewing them in very long strips, okay? So I have, after, I don't know, I saw a pattern. I saw the pattern in what was lining up and what wasn't, and no matter how hard I tried, I mean, I'm talking to the, just, anyway. So these will all perfectly line up. And the only thing I have to do is do the pretty to pretty on this side. So I only have 2 more seams and I have an entire 9 block. Instead of sewing a seam, 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 you know, individually, you can do that, and I will do that, but not when I want to rack them and stack them, which is what I'm wanting to do right now. So when I go and I'm looking for like $4 and $5 a yard cotton, right, is what I'm looking for, or less. Sometimes you can get it for $3.99. Then I'm going to be cutting them in 5-inch strips, 8-inch strips, maybe even 10-inch. I don't know. Because right now I need to get a stack, and when I say a stack, I'm talking like a stack of 9x9s and 16x16s. Now, if I wanted to make this a 16x16, I would have sewn 4 strips of the 4 inches together, and then whenever I cut horizontally every 4, then I would have ended up with 4 pieces instead of the 3, and I would have an automatic 16 block. Okay, so the same thing with a 4 block. If I just sew 2 strips together and then cut every 4, then I end up with 4x4s, right? So now that I don't want to say learned or learned, but I've learned up to this point, then this month I'm finishing the pinks quilt. This evening my husband's going to get in the floor. My daughter may help me with it today, but we got to get in the floor. I can't get all the way to the floor. And we're going to heat bond the pinks to the batting. I've got those 2 pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and heat bond it tonight. Tonight, I'm going to order the 3 yards that I need to put on the backing, and then the cutaway will end up being my binding, because I need to have the pinks quilt completely finished before the end of this weekend. Okay, so that is the one that is actively being finished. But while I'm doing those things, this one is actively getting put into these strips, okay? It'll be in this strip and the two lights with the dark, and the dark's gonna alternate. All right, and then whenever it comes time for me to put it all together, then I already have my strips to choose from. See? Oh, hold on. Look. There we go. Then I will have these, and then I will just decide the combinations, and it'll just be zoop, zoop, 2 seams, and I have a whole 9 block. But before I do all of that, I need to iron all of these, and my ironing board is slap full of projects right now, so we can't do that. So I'm going to stick it here, stick it there. So my goal today is 1, to finish sewing as many 3 strips as I can on this, okay? And there's that, and then there is this. So those are the 3 that I am putting together today, okay? And I hope to have that done by this evening. Even if I don't have the cutting done, I just want to have the strips put together. So it's a goal. Can't guarantee I'll meet it. All right, but the next big goal that I have today. Okay, so this is good. So that is at the beginning, right? The purple with the butterfly and the purple. This is a quilt that is literally, it's all tacked together, but now I've got to sew the rows together, and then it is a complete top, okay? And then on this quilt, hang on. So these are the 3 quilts I'm working on today. Then this quilt is in the finishing stage. This is the Pinks quilt. I've got to I got to trim any of the strings off. I've got to iron it, and then I'm gonna heat bond it to this. Okay, so I have 3 different quilts right now that I'm working on for today, but they're in different stages, and that is why it looks like I'm all over the place, but I'm really not. What I'm doing is, while things like, because there's a Pinks, see, I've already, my husband delivered, he's delivered 4 of them that are finished, right? So then I've got like 6 of them that are in a tops state. Actually, there's 9 or 10 of them in a top state. This one is being topped today, and it will be fully topped before I go to bed tonight. So it's supposed to be hotter than hot today, and when you've got these quilts on top of your legs, which is why I don't care if that fan is blowing or not with a sound, sound. Hang on. I want to make sure my seams are going to line up. Okay, let me tell you something else I've learned about myself. Number 1, I'm not perfect, but I didn't learn that. I've known that. Okay. And if I didn't know that, there's plenty of people who will tell me. All right. So there's that. What I have been doing is stopping to reinvent the wheel. Okay? And I'm only sewing and I'm checking as I go, okay? If I can, now, do you see how that's off just a little bit? That's okay. I need to go to the left a little bit. So here's what doesn't hurt my feelings. Seam ripping 8 little stitches does not hurt my feelings. Seam ripping an entire row, that's offensive to me. So I got dishes soaking. I woke up to like 6 things to wash, and that's it in the sink. So I guess my husband did the dishes last night for me, which is such a blessing. And I've got news for everybody. It's going to be so hot that we're probably ordering in tonight, because when we turn that oven on in this little apartment, and I'm not complaining about the size of the apartment, it's what God's provided. It gets so hot that it like knocks me out hot. Okay, so let me see if I can pin that real quick. Maybe I'll do that for all of them. I don't know. I change strategies every time. All right, now look, those things are so lined up, it's not even funny. So lined up. Okay. I mean, lined up. All right. So I'm actually pretty confident that's going to line up. But again, I leave room for me to make an error. Yeah. Darn it. There we go. All right, it did line up this time. Okay, so because that lined up, I'm gonna do this because this is not just giving it to somebody because I thought about them. Not that I don't try my hardest on those either, but this is actually to raise money for a missions group that I pray that God will bless the work of my hands, my imperfect, disabled hands. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go back because I did not sew a very straight line, but it's okay because it is tacked together. So my point on this one is if this was just a for funsie, then I would just mow down through here, right? I did it again. I want my seam to line up to that right there, and it's just shy. It's all right, I'll go back at the end. All right, so now I have to make sure before I get over here, I'm going to have to make sure that this seam is for real lined up, like super uber on the spot. Okay, and then I'm going to pin it long ways so that it can't shift on me as easily. All right, and then if I open it up, it looks like it is really gonna line up. So instead of going back to where I left off, okay, I'm gonna go really close to right here, and we're gonna tack right here, and then I'm gonna see, did I get it where it needs to be? All right, so now that that's tacked and I don't have to use a pin, I'm gonna come back. Does it require this? Maybe not for the professionals, but for me, who's I'm just a mom and a wife that has numb hands, and I have a weak grip, then it is necessary for me. All right, it's also hot, so please forgive me, but I gotta have that, because, you know, this is a Christmas. All right, and see, it just joined. It's already joined, so I don't have to worry about that part, okay? So it perfectly lines up, like perfectly. Okay, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna make the effort here. I may not pin this time and see if I can do it without stopping the pin. I may do it with clips. One of the biggest things is seeing the seams on the inside, because it's tacked. Yeah, there we go. I can't see on the inside. There we go. Make sure the fabric is not overhung. Okay. That's tacked just a little closer to it, so I don't have to worry about the, what's that called, the tension. I want to make sure. Am I sure? Am I sure? Am I sure? You know, once I get it on there, you got to stop. You got to stop moving it around. Okay, so hold on. I'm pretty sure that that's spot on. Is it spot on? Ah, how did that? No, it needs to go to the left. Darn it, how did that happen? See, that's what I'm saying. You can be like looking at it and it is just visually lined up. The problem is what happens is when it pulls up under there, it can shift. So again, I've only got 5. Okay. But there's like literally a clear pattern here, so it would show if it was off. Now, if I mean, when I say it is just slightly, it'll be okay because once I quilt it, that will actually disappear. Because now I know how to do swoopies. So I'll just do a swoopy through that area and nobody will ever know. I mean, there we go. Yeah, I've already woke my daughter up twice. I'm gonna have to go and wake her up again. She's hitting that final growth stage where teenagers sleep just a little bit more than her college semester is about to start here at the end of this month, and so she wanted to rest extra because, you know, then you turn 18 next year and then you're a big girl, so you know, I didn't get those opportunities to kind of, I had to be an adult way too early, so I opted to allow space for her to get the sleep she needs. She's also been in college a lot longer. She's been in college since she was 12. forgot that was still running. Anyway, so here is row 1, and row 2 is now joined, okay? So I've got to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more times. Yes. Okay. And the cool thing is it's all tacked together, so I don't have to do it all in one sitting, which is intentional for me. So I got dishes soaking. It's just a few dishes, but I'm gonna go in there and wash them and make myself some coffee. But row 1 and 2 are done, and it's only like barely 8 o'clock, 8:30 in a day, and I go to bed at 8 o'clock, so I still have like 10 and a half, 11 hours to get 5 more seams done. And the next 5 I will align all at one time and then pin it and then just sew straight across. I was just doing that to show you, but once you get that top lined up real good, it gets easier, because the weight starts to shift. Guess what else I'm getting? I'm getting some scissor sharpener and more scissors. Because I can't do this and not I need little tiny scissors, and I'm gonna get a magnet. I may even put it here and stick it so I can just grab it. Yeah, I won't put it on the inside because I need that space. But anyway, I hope that the people who can withstand this type of temperature enjoys their day. I can't do this sweltering of a humidity. So for those built like me, we sew during the summer. As soon as the 99s break, then I can go out. We don't have air conditioning in our car right now, but see how pretty. This is the Christmas wrapping paper. Quilts that I'm making for Mondo's Mission, and I don't say that to look at me. I'm just telling you what it's not just a funsie. It has a purpose. Actually, everything I've got going, it has a purpose. But anyway, I'm still debating. Do not hold me to it, okay? And it may not be this one, because I'm trying to really play it safe. But see, I'm wondering, with the scraps that I've cut away, if I couldn't, what's that called, applique on these blocks, some of the blocks, okay, and turn them into a Christmas present, a wrapped Christmas gift, because that was the whole purpose, was to make it look like Christmas wrapping paper. And so, and obviously I would use the same Santa Claus strip, but you see what I'm saying? I think that would be super cute, but I think I'm not going to do that this time. I think if I do another one, because then I'll have plenty of strips, I think I'll do one that are little presents, but I didn't plan that this time. I just need to get it together like this, because I have other projects I'm hoping to get done for them. And August the 15th is coming quickly, so I kind of have to work diligently. Okay, the next thing this week I'm completing is this goes to an Air Force family. I gotta wait on the last package of this to come in. I think I'm going to send her these. I don't know. Well, yeah, I've got to account for this too, but I'm sending her some 2.5-inch binding in. I'm going to give her pink, and I'm going to give her blue or yellow. Yeah, yellow would be cute on that with a blue back. This one, I've got to give her a piece of backing and binding, and then this one needs some red, blue, and green to help do something around these Hello Kitty blocks. All right, so I've almost got, but this one has a backing, so I've almost got her package together. You know, I have to wait on the different fabrics to come in because I'm buying fabric for quilt projects, and then I'm pulling out of those stacks to build these, as opposed to buying yardage and then creating the package, just because I had things that I had extras of. I'm actually also going to send her a couple of see, I think she's got 4 kids. Yeah, I may send her some I may send her a couple of mug rug kits, maybe like, she's got 2 little girls. Yeah, so maybe I'll send her a couple of mug rug kits, kind of put the pieces in there, and then her little girls would have something to sew. And then yeah, because really the little girls, they don't have to bind theirs, they can just do the pinking sheer version, and then they have a little thing. So this gets completed this week no matter what. The pinks quilt gets finished no matter what. The 2 Christmas quilts get finished no matter what next week. So I'm topping it this week. I'm finishing that top today. And then I'm waiting on a another 60 by 60 batting. And then between the 2 lap quilts, I need 4 yards of Christmassy red or green. Yes, and then and a binding fabric. So, you know, they may just be solid, you know, just a, but and then I've got the green and the red thread all ready to do the swoopies. I will probably quilt it in the green thread. Now if I do a red backing, maybe I'll do a red green combination, green on the front, red on the back. I don't know. But all right, so those are today's musings. And to get 3 quilts finished in the next 2 weeks. Actually, there may be even a 4th. No, there'll be 3 in the next 2 weeks. Finished. The following week, 2 more finish. And then I'm at the beginning of a bunch of other ones, which is why I can't just start and finish a quilt, start, finish a quilt, start, finish a quilt. If I do multiple things, so for like this right here, I've already pre-cut all of the strips, and then I'm sewing the strips together, you know, periodically stacking them up, and then I'll iron all of them, then I'll set at the machine, and then I'll put them all in the 9x9s, right? Then I'll stack those blocks until I need them, because I've got pinwheels I have to restock. I have to do a crap ton of hourglasses of large and small. I've got to do a crap ton of 4 blocks, 9 blocks, 16 blocks. Yes. So that is what my concentration is right now. It's not, I can't just go and shop for fabric whenever something comes up. So I have to think about the types of, oh, and I have to do a crap ton of half blocks in 4s, 5s, 6s, 8s, 10s, and maybe 12s. I'll probably wait on the 12s. I don't necessarily need that, but I can do a whole lot with half blocks. A whole lot. So that's my point, okay? That's my whole point, is just deciding what I can do a lot with, what I can, and I'm gonna be buying fabrics to, cause like my white, I just gave away a good amount of my white binding, so I'm down to just that. So I have to buy white and cut me, see, normally I do it in 2 to 4 yards at a time. I'm gonna have to get 10 yards of white, and do up white sashing, because I use it the most. Or I'll do 5 of navy, 5 of pink, 5 of purple. Yeah, so like I just need a crap ton of fabric so that I can keep going. And so there are upcoming things, and I have been praying, and it will be stepping out on a whole lot of faith if I proceed the way that I'm trying to make sure it's not Sarah just loves it and God is going to bless it, right? And so far he's blessing it, but I want to make sure it's not me stepping out on Sarah can see how this could work. I don't want to step out on Sarah's strength, because Sarah doesn't have a lot of strength. And even right now my legs are, I just don't understand why I don't know if the sensory is changing or what, but it's just driving me bananas. And I can't sit a long period of time. So let's see, what am I at? 58 minutes. And see, I'm already spinning my chair because my body knows you've got to get up, and that's what I'm doing. So make sure you sew something today.